your subconscious is not your enemy. It's just merely misunderstood. What if I told you that the tension that you feel behind achieving a particular goal is not a block, but a message? And what if it's a message, a sign that you need to upgrade the relationship between you and your subconscious? And in doing so, you'll be able to manifest with a lot more ease and a lot faster in what you're looking to create. You see, the technique I'll be sharing with you in this video today is called emotional release through incremental surrendering. Fancy terms here. But let's dive into it right now. You see, a particular emotion can produce thousands of thoughts, of different thoughts associated with it. And so if you're working on a particular goal, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to be referring to a particular goal, which is like starting your own business, starting your own company. But you can leverage this for almost anything, I find, such as, finding a relationship that you're looking for, finding, getting the ideal healthy body that you're looking for. But for the sake of this video, we'll be focusing on the actual goal of starting a business. And so what happens is that when we're working away, there might be a moment where we're not quite tapped into what we're doing in our conscious state, and our subconscious is revealing to us what's going on. And what happens is that it comes up in some sort of potentially constricting feeling. So for myself, when I'm engaging in a particular area of making money that is not associated with a very logical and analytical way of thinking and being, because of my decade of being in the engineering space, my nervous system gets wired sometimes, and it starts to shoot all kinds of doubt and insecurities and fears all throughout my body, and it usually accumulates itself, I find, in a constricted feeling in my chest. And when it does so, what happens is that all of a sudden I go from being creative and free and expressive in what I'm doing and just in this flow state of actually even relaxation, I go into panic mode. I start to become a lot more reactive. I start to just look at things like, oh my God, this needs to get done. This needs to get done. How are we going to get this done? Oh my God, I'm never going to be able to finish this. I'm never going to be able to finish that. And I just start going to a whirlwind. And I convince myself that if I were to dare stop and address this emotion, that I would be less productive and less efficient than what I'm being right now. But in reality, the reality is that when I'm operating from a place of doubt or fear, I am a lot less efficient, a lot less creative, a lot less effective. And it's actually completely counterintuitive than what I believe. And so I found that through emotional releasing, it can actually, this technique is beautiful in the moment-to-moment basis. And so how does it work? So let's say the particular emotion comes up for you, whatever that is, and maybe you can't identify the emotion, like doubt or fear. Maybe it comes up in terms of a sensation or a feeling throughout the body. That could be, heaviness in the head. That could be a constricted feeling in the chest. That could be a tightness in the rounding of your shoulders. That could be maybe a tightness in your stomach or anything else that feeling, sensation, or emotion is triggering. The first step to all of this is recognizing it. It's awareness. And so it's recognizing like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay. I wasn't feeling this before, but it's here now. So let's deal with this right now. And so what I found is that, and you can even work with me here. I'll explain the technique first, and I'll do a quick little example of how it works and how to implement it, and you can follow along on that front, and then we'll go into the rest of the video here. So the technique is using a box step breathing technique that I like. So that is basically first off, being aware of the actual emotion. And then what you're doing is you're tapping into the emotion by paying more attention to it. And what you're allowing it space to occupy within yourself. And from there, what you're doing, you're actually going to invite it. You're going to allow it to actually amplify itself as much as it's needed within a particular set of time. So what's going to happen is we're going to tap into this. We're going to allocate our attention towards this particular emotion or sensation that we're feeling. And then we're going to breathe in while amplifying and allowing it to keep coming up for about 6 seconds. And then at the top of that breath, we're going to stop and hold that breath for 4 seconds. And then we're going to focus on releasing the emotion and pushing it out of us, visualizing it, exiting our body and leaving us for 6 seconds. And you blow all the air that you can, and then you hold the down breath there for 4 seconds before you resume your normal breathing. And then from there, you can tap into that multiple times. So let's walk it through together here. So I'll close my eyes, and feel free to close your eyes as well. And what I want you to do is tap into that particular state. So tap into, for me, for example, it's this fear that I'm feeling right now around whatever it is. It doesn't. You don't have to identify what it is. You could just feel it. I feel a fear, and there's a constricted feeling in my chest. Okay. So now we're going to breathe in for 6 seconds. Hold your breath. 3, 4. And then now exhale and push it out. Hold your breath. Resume breathing. And that's that. It could be as simple as that. Now, I'm not going to tell you to repeat that 20 different times, repeat that 5 different times, because it's really going to be up to your discretion. That one simple breath, that one simple thing could be enough for you to move forward and keep going on with your daily, with what you were doing before. It's giving it just enough attention for it to transform. You might need some more breaths later on. That's up to you to decide. But that very technique in and of itself is allowing, what's happening is you're changing the relationship with your emotion. You're no longer saying, hey, I'm going to suppress and repress you and move you away, or be completely identified with it. Is you are coming at it from a place of neutrality. You're coming at it from a place of power. You're saying, okay, I'm allowing you to be here, and I can be with this particular emotion. You're allowing it to come up and surface and do its thing, and then you're letting it go in this very moment, saying that, you know what, in this moment, I'm choosing something different. And this right here can be quite an effective method in continuing your flow state, continuing this state of you actually going in and absolutely crushing in whatever goal you're looking to achieve. Now, full disclaimer, there is a downside to this technique. If this is the sole way in which you are using it, okay, and responding to your emotion, you're missing out on an entire different set of circumstances, which is actually shifting the relationship of that particular emotion. You see, that emotion is coming up for a reason, because somewhere you have a belief system that is out of alignment with what you are currently doing and what you're currently looking to achieve. So this is probably another entire video, because I'm going to be walking you through my steps of how I shift the relationship that I have to that. But I always start it with this technique here, which is emotional releasing through incremental surrendering, and where I'm allowing it to start to come up, because I'm telling the emotion, hey, I'm open to start looking at you. I'm open to start paying attention to you, so we can start to shift you. You see, some of the fears with this technique lie in the fact that, well, if I just start to open, I'm a bottled up, pent up, a lot of anger and a lot of fear inside me. If I open up the bottle, I'm scared that it will just all coming out, and I won't be able to stop it anymore. The fact that you're merely able to recognize the fear and the anger means your bottle is already leaking. It's already there. And so all we're starting to do is start to relieve the pressure of it. Okay, and I believe that you have a sponsoring belief system, which basically is what's driving a lot of this. And that sponsoring belief has created another entire set of probably beliefs, and then another more superficial level of beliefs. And this technique is not necessarily designed to go and reverse the entire core belief system that you have around this, but it's enough to tackle, I find, the superficial level beliefs, which are keeping you from staying in that state that you were in, which are keeping you from achieving the goal that you're looking to achieve in that particular moment. So by using this technique, you can dampen the effects of the actual superficial beliefs, and then keep moving forward. And then at a later time, you can apply the relationship technique, which will be changing the relationship and how you explore in this, how you explore your relationship to the actual belief and start to transform it so that it's now serving you, and you start to encompass it as a whole within you, and you become more integrated and aligned to where you need to be going. So a quick recap of what we've been talking about is that these emotions come from a set of the emotion that you're feeling come from a set of beliefs that beliefs that you have within, and these feelings that you're feeling are there to actually tell you something. And a technique that works really well is this emotional release through incremental surrendering. And that's the box breath, which is allowing it to be there, then breathing up for 6 seconds, amplifying the actual feeling, holding your breath for 4 seconds, and then releasing it all for 6 seconds and holding it for 4 seconds at the bottom, and then resuming your regular breath. Now go ahead, give that a shot. Let me know in the comments how this is sitting with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.